mind, count as many white things, don't count people, count as many white things as you can see, okay? I'm going to give you 10 seconds, okay? Start counting, looking around. Anything, clothing, signs, lights. Okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, did anybody get 10 things? Raise your hand. We got some 10. Anybody get 15?
15.
20? We got 20? Okay. Everybody close their eyes. How many red things did you see? Oh, different question, right? Okay. Open your eyes. So why did you see so many white things, and then when I asked you how many red things you saw, you couldn't remember?
Because counting's difficult for me.
Well, yeah, some of us didn't advance in our math, and our counting skills are still pretty low. But it's interesting, we notice things when we pay attention to them, right? So there has recently been all these debunked research papers because these scientists, these academics will have a hypothesis. And then they do all these experiments, and they end up throwing out the data that doesn't match their hypothesis, which isn't a good thing to do, right? But there's something that we all do, is we look for evidence to confirm what we already believe, right? If you say God does not exist, you can look and you can find a lot of evidence that points to God not existing. But on the same hand, if you say, I'm going to look for evidence that God does exist, well, there's many, many people that say there's a lot of evidence that shows that. If God exists, you can say, God hates me, and here's all the evidence for that. Right? And yet someone else might say, God loves me, and here's all the evidence I have for that. So it's interesting, when Jesus was on this earth, he told this parable. He said this farmer went out to sow his seed. And he had an abundance of seed. He was throwing it all over. Some seed fell on the path. And the seed that fell on the path, birds came and they ate it up. Said some seed fell among the rocky ground. And it went down into the ground for a little bit. And it sprouted, but it didn't have deep roots. So when the sun came out, it just kind of burnt up and dried out. It said some seed fell and it started to grow, but other thorns and weeds just kind of choked it out. And it said other seed fell on good soil. And it produced a crop of 30, 60, or 100 tons. And then he said this very interesting thing. He said, whoever has will be given more and have an abundance. But whoever does not have, even what they do have will be taken away. This is a weird thing to say. Whoever has will be given more. Whoever does not have, even what they do have will be taken away. And for 2,000 years, some people have called this the Matthew principle because it's in the book of Matthew. That the people that have will get more, and the people that don't have, even what they do have will be taken away. Why? This is a good question. It's a really good question.
It's Turkey.
It's Turkey, right? Okay, this is the question that everybody's answering, right? In the world, yeah. And here's the interesting thing. So there was seed on these 4 different soils, right? But only one produced a crop. Only one was good. And maybe he said this thing, like the first soil, if these are people, the first one's like, they can't even hear. They don't even receive whatever that good thing was. All they need maybe is the seed to make something grow, but they can't even see the seed. So it's gone. The next people say, man, if I had a seed, that would be great. And they start to believe for a second. And then they forget, and that whatever that dream is, it dries up. The third one, they start They have this seed. It's like, I got what it takes. I have enough. And yet they start to look at all these other things, these other problems and these worries, and they forget that they have what it takes. Right? The people that have will be given more to an abundance. The people that don't have, why don't they have? They have the same opportunities. Maybe it's different. Maybe there's a harder circumstance. Maybe they have to work through rocks and birds and thorns and people telling you you're not good enough, that God hates you. And yet, just maybe, that seed is enough. Thank you.